Number 29 wants us to draw a picture, and since we're using trigonometry, most likely it's going to be a triangle. So this part of the sentence here says the world's tallest unsupported flagpole is 282 feet tall. So that's going to look like this. I'll draw a little flag there. There we go. That's the world's tallest flagpole, and is 282 feet tall. All right. Then it says the shortest shadow cast by the flagpole during the year is 132 feet long. So imagine looking at your shadow when you're standing outside, and your shadow is going to look something like this. And so we know that it is 137 feet long. And we're going to go ahead and connect to make a triangle. And it says, to the nearest tenth of a degree, what is the angle of elevation of the sun when casting the flagpole's shortest shadow? So this is the angle that it's asking for right here, and we don't know it, so we're going to label it X. And let's determine what we have as far as an opposite, an adjacent, or hypotenuse. So notice that this would be our right angle, so this would be our hypotenuse, and we don't have that given. But if we come across here, 282 would be our opposite angle, and 137 would be our adjacent angle. So knowing what we know about SOHCAHTOA, we know that we are going to be using the tan to find the tangent, to find the missing angle. And OA is O over A, so we're going to do 282 over 137. And so in your calculator, you're going to hit the second button because you are solving for a missing angle. So second, tan, and 282 divided by 137, close parentheses, and it gives us a length of 64.08. And it said round to the nearest tenth, so the 8 tells us that we need to turn that 0 up 1 to a 1, so it would be 64.1 feet. No, I'm sorry, that's a degree. So 64.1 degrees. Okay, so a blimp provides aerial television views of a football game. The television camera sites the stadium at a 7-degree angle of depression. The altitude of the blimp is 400. What is the line of sight distance from the television camera to the base of the stadium, round to the nearest tenth? So first, the most straightforward piece of information given was the altitude, so I know what that means. It's the height of how far off the ground the blimp is. So we know that that's 400 meters. All right, so we should probably indicate where the base of the stadium is. And we can continue to fill in our triangle. There's the base of the stadium. We have the blimp up here for an altitude of 400 meters. And the information said it has a 7-degree angle of depression. So we know that we would have a 7-degree angle here, but also we would have a 7-degree angle here. So if I were to look at the angle given, let's just say this angle right here, notice that I have a opposite, so 400 is going to be our opposite, and we have the sign of 7, and it's asking us to locate a missing side. It wants to know the line of straight distance from the television camera to the base of the stadium. So what it's asking us to find is that distance right there. And this would be the adjacent angle to the 7 degrees. So we have O and A, so that's going to give us an opportunity to use our tangent formula. So tan of 7 degrees is equal to O over A, so 400 over X. And put this over 1, and then we can cross multiply. 1 times 400 is 400. And then we have the tan of 7 times x, and x is not by itself yet, so we need to divide by the tan of 7. And we've got to divide this side by the tan of 7 too. So in our calculator, we're going to do 400 divided by, and because we're finding a side and not an angle measure, we're going to use the tan button, not the second tan. So we're going to say tan of 7 close parentheses and hit enter, and it gave us a length of 3,282 and 20 centimeters, because I round up to the nearest hundredth.